On today's show, we'll meet the creators of the web series, The Melting Pot. What I found really interesting about this web series was that it started as a written blog. They started to build a following, people were really catching on and reading what they were writing, so they decided, hey, let's take this and make this into a web series. Let's meet the creators and see how they did it.
Hi, this is Arlene. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a top blogger for Fanbox.com. I want to create a show about dating, relationships, and life in Los Angeles. This is my fun-loving friend Gina, who is a career-driven woman and who loves to let loose outside of the office. This is my friend Miles, who is a friendly and cool entertainment correspondent and host. These are my friends, and we are the women of the Melting Pot, where women of different ethnicities and ages come together to discuss various life topics. Well, for the Melting Pot, it started off as being my idea. I brought it up to Chris, and it goes back to I started a blog a while back, and from there it was about relationships and dating. I was getting a lot of feedback, and I gained a lot of followers and fans from that. From there, I decided I wanted to. Since I already had a built-in audience, I kind of wanted to see, where can I go as far as providing them something visually, where they can kind of, all their questions that they were giving me, how could I answer everything in a show? Right. And so that's how the Melting Pot came about.
Because they needed a female director for this, because they thought it would be a lot better and more relatable if they had a female director as opposed to a man. So it works out really nicely. We're all close and everything, so it's good. It's a really good fix. I've been directing ever since I was 16 years old. I've done a lot of plays in my life. I went to college for theater and everything, so I wrote a lot there and I directed a lot of plays over there. And then over here I've just been doing small little projects here and there. I am very excited to start jumping back into a directing mix again because I miss it. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to find a ground, especially in web series and everything. It's a really different and fun, unique ground to play in. So it's kind of cool.
My background's in finance, but I've always loved to write. It's just a way for me to be creative. And blogging is just another way to express myself and write about my personal experiences. On my blogging site, Fanbox, I was one of the original bloggers on there, and it's a very diverse community. What I wanted to do, especially with the Melting Pot, is kind of like why I chose the Melting Pot was because I wanted to get women of different ethnicities in one room to discuss different topics. And that's why it's called the Melting Pot.
We've got a lot of different ideas, especially now that we're playing, with it, and we're looking at the footage that we have and how we could make it better. We want to start taking it out on the streets a lot more. We want to start interviewing people that aren't necessarily just part of the core group, get other people's opinions. We want to maybe do different locations, like have it by the beach, have it by parks, have it, just make it fun and versatile, and start really taking it to the people on the streets, asking them more about their ideas about relationships and everything like that, so that we have a good grounding stance to look at it from. We had to come up with a whole bunch of questions that they would want us to answer, basically, and then we thought how would be the best way to approach this. And at first I wanted to do like The View meets Sex and the City. I was like, oh, that's great, because it is a very improvisational forum, and we can get them kind of talking amongst each other like they're friends, but at the same time make it a forum. And it kind of started evolving from there, and now we're pushing it and making it more like Sex and the City, where we're closing in on them, like playing cards and then them just having a conversation, or we're catching them right before they go out and they're talking about something. So it's definitely an evolutionary process that we're doing. We have the basic grounding for it. We have an outline, and now we're just filling in the details and what works out best. So we started that way, and now we're ending this way for now, and then I'm pretty sure it's going to evolve even more. By the time we get out to the people and everything like that, that's going to change the directing style entirely, but I'm excited about it. Advice would be you don't have to know exactly how it's being said or exactly how it's going to go, but know what you're talking about and know what you want to get across. Know, like, I'm a script writer too, and the building block that they tell me to use is, what's your premise, what's your theme, what is this all about, so that when things go weird or kinky or wrong, as they often do, you can tie it back to, you know, okay, well, let's go back to this, you know, basic grounding. What is this about? So once you develop that and you have a good structure and get everybody on that page, then it's easier to go into these different avenues, because now you've formed the big giant detail that needed to be there. You know, it's like forming the heart before you form the rest of it. So
interviewing different guests. I think we actually have a doctor who specializes in relationships and psychology, and so we wanted to bring him on and kind of get his take. I think that's going to be a good part to bring him in as well. So we are working on another show specifically for Fanbox. Other than that, a spin-off, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You know, if we get enough people on there watching, then yeah. You know what? Everyone should know that's everything is going on the internet. That's where it's going. You know, so it's smart to put, you know, to start putting things on the web, because it's a place where everyone can go. People can find it. I think it's all, I agree with Christina that it's a great place for, people to get creative, put their ideas out there. The challenging part about it is, it's so big. You know, it's vast. The internet's so vast that, you know, getting anybody to even come to your website or your web series to watch your web series, that's the challenging part. But again, I said if you have good content, keep it short, get your point across. That captures audiences a lot better.
So what I'd like to highlight from today's show is the importance of working with your talent beforehand. Even though their show is not scripted, they have topics and they know where they want to go. So before they start rolling the cameras, they talk with their guests, they talk with their host, and they decide where the conversation is going to go, so they can hit those guide points and they can still have a beginning, middle, and an end. And they can make interesting episodes. You don't want to get your show going and it runs into a dead end because it runs down a path that no one expected. You still want to know where you're going, even if you're working with unscripted content or your series is unscripted. Planning is always the key. I'm James Tucker, and you've been watching The Web Series Show.